Triple H has made a major mistake with one WWE star, and in this video, I'm going to tell you who that is, where they've gone wrong, and how they can fix it. Because, look, Triple H, since taking over main roster creative in the summer of 2022, following the Hush Money scandal with Vince McMahon, and then we later to learn how much of a creep he was, has done wonders on the main roster, right? Most people have praised Triple H for his work on the main roster, reinventing this product, making it the hottest that it has been in probably 2 decades, no doubt making it the most financially stable company in its existence today. But Triple H also has his flaws, and while yes, his booking can be predictable, I'm not even talking about that. There is one guy that he has dropped the ball with in a major way, and I want to talk about it because it's so significant, because where we have come from to where we are now, it is absolutely mind-boggling that they have dropped the ball on this person so badly. And that person is Chad Gable. Just a few months ago, Chad Gable was in a very interesting position. WWE was attempting to re-sign Chad Gable. They offered him money. They even booked him in a notable Intercontinental Championship feud with Sami Zayn. Going into that iconic match, going into the match where myself and a lot of others figured, okay, this is where he's going to go over. This is where he's going to win. It didn't happen. In fact, they tried to make it believe that he would dethrone Sami Zayn as the Intercontinental Championship at Clash at the Castle. However, legit, the day of the event, there was an interview that was released by Gorilla Position, in which Chad Gable confirmed that he had re-signed with WWE and would be staying for the near future. Years to come, if you will. And then we go to Clash at the Castle, and Sami Zayn retains the championship. And while, yes, they did the payoff of Otis turning on Chad, it didn't feel quite right. It didn't feel good enough. But people figured, okay, they're going to do something notable with Chad Gable. His interest among fans on social media and Google Trends shot up. People wanted to see, okay, is this the time that WWE does something with Chad Gable? Sure, he lost to Sami Zayn, but what can they do? And I'll tell you what they can do. That man has not been on a PLE since. You go on his cage match. What has he done? So on June 17th episode of Monday Night Raw, puts over Braun Breaker. June 24th episode of Monday Night Raw, he does win a Money in the Bank triple threat qualifying match. Does not win that ladder match. He then puts over Jey Uso, and then he goes into a program with the Wyatt Six. He works a trios match on August 5th, puts over the Wyatt Six. 3 weeks later, puts over Uncle Howdy on Raw. 2 weeks later, he loses a mixed street fight against the Wyatt Six. He then goes over Kofi Kingston on November 30th, only to put over Dragon Lee the following week, and most recently, a mixed tag team match where he and Ivy Nile put over Rey Mysterio and Zelina Vega. So since June, on Monday Night Raw, he has won 2 matches. That is absolutely insane. People had hope. They had optimism about Chad Gable. They hoped, okay, we know he wasn't booked very strongly under Vince McMahon. We had to go through all of these weird gimmicks, the Shorty Gable gimmick, him, being paired with various tag team partners, a guy that would just do jobs, all this stuff, right? But he found a lot of success under Triple H in NXT as part of Alpha Academy. They could do something with him. Triple H knows how to use Chad Gable. They've booked him into a program with Sami Zayn. People want to see him succeed. They like him. He's a likable guy. He's a hard worker, right? He can go in the ring, cut a promo. Just give this man an opportunity. Sami Zayn program, that's the perfect opportunity. And they fall short on that. Okay, fine. You know what? They did something with him. They put him in a program with Sami Zayn. They showed that He can be somebody. Just give him the opportunity, they said. What happens? He goes into a feud with Wyatt Six where they do an angle in which he has a gunshot wound to his head and people think that they killed him off of a pro wrestling television program. To the point where Chad Gable had to come out and say, no, I'm fine. He returned very shortly thereafter. And people said, well, Wyatt Six, it's a hot angle. It's a hot group. It's a hot faction. They'll do something with Chad Gable. They beat him. So he has two big losses. People said, well, now things will turn around for Chad Gable. Now Triple H can do something with it. And they haven't. I'll tell you what they have done. I'll take that back. They have done something with Chad Gable. They've reverted him right back into being a guy that puts over others. He's not even a upper mid-carder. He can't even hold a secondary championship. That's what they've done with Chad Gable. And I've pondered this in the past, and I'll ponder it again. What is it that Chad Gable is missing? So let's go down the list. Can he work? Can he go in the ring and wrestle with anyone? Yep. Can he cut a promo? Yep. Does he have it? I don't know if he has it necessarily, but he does have charisma to a certain degree. Can he play a baby? Yes. Can he play a heel? Yes. Can he get sympathy? Can he get heat? Yes. The only thing that tells me what is missing with Chad Gable, I think it's his height. I've heard this, and I actually heard this from Stevie Richards on his YouTube channel. And he goes, enhancement talent or local talent, they need to be very careful. You don't want to go into WWE as an enhancement talent and do too many jobs before even getting signed by the company because it already puts you into a category of this is your level. This is your ceiling. Sure, there are outliers, your AJ Styleses of the world and such, but for the most part, keep it very selective. Chad Gable for the longest time has been pegged at this is as high as you can go. Regardless of fan interest, regardless of how much people want to see you succeed, we only see you at this certain level, and therefore you can only reach that height. That's a problem. Look, I did a quick look at Google Trends just to see, okay, is fan interest drawing down on this guy? Are they searching him less? Are they watching him less on social? His numbers are the same. Sure, they shot up in June because he was in a program with Sami Zayn and he resigned. He's still a guy that is garnering a ton of interest, a ton of searches. It's time that WWE actually does something with Chad Gable.